I believe that there's a crossroads in everyone's life. And there are decisions that we make and we don't realize the consequences from what's going to happen later in our lives when we make these decisions. So it was 1993. Yeah, 1993. I was pretty much fresh out of college, and I was ready to explore the world, get out of stuff, have a lot of fun. And I moved in with a group of my friends from high school, and we lived pretty rent cheap, and I got my job at Wendy's. To make a long story short, I bought myself a snowboard. Yeah, got the bindings and some snowboard magazines. I was pretty young, and I thought it was really cool. And I had no idea how to snowboard. I haven't been to a mountain, you know what I mean? We moved out to Tahoe, and everyone got on their boards, and a couple of us knew how to ride. And I was like falling down and hurting my elbows. I couldn't really get my toe edge like to equal up with it and everything. And it was a big culture shock, because here I was working on the mountain with everyone who lived out west. And like, people are asking me, like, where are you from, Kentucky? Because the way I talk. And everyone at that time talked like Pauly Shore. You know, it was all grinded with the wood, be creative and stuff, this sloppy stuff, all boy. And I'm like, okay, I'm confused. Nonetheless, to make a long story short, it was a big culture shock, and I was really looking to make friends. We signed a lease for this condo, and we had a lot of fun and everything, but I wanted to stay, and everyone wanted to go back to school and had girlfriends and wives and lives. So what I wanted to do is stay out in Tahoe. And then I quit my job working on top of the mountain, and I went into a 5-star resort. It was called Resort at Squaw Creek. And then there, I pretty much befriended and lived in an Hispanic trailer park. I never experienced a Cinco de Mayo like that ever in my life. We're talking, I mean, I knew that Cinco de Mayo was a big, Hispanic holiday, but to see how I was treated in that trailer park, the way everyone wanted to party and get down, and they all knew I lived there because I stuck out like a sore thumb, and everyone gave me great respect, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Let me tell you, living in an Hispanic trailer park in California will really give you a good sense. Something you're not going to find here in Indiana. And then there were these group of all of these European girls that came in, and they were like a lot of fun. And they were just housekeepers. They were just maids. To make a long story short, I'm flirting with this girl. Let me tell you her name. Margosha Jimkovska. She had no teeth, really mean. A lot of my friends hated her, but she was beautiful. She was 23, spoke 6 languages, had a really rough life, and I just had this nice sense of just European white trash that I fell in love with immediately. We lived in a very small room together with 2 other people. We lived with her cousin, Babushka Kankaska, and this other guy, and his name was Boskow, with no last name. And we all lived together, had a great time. And I had a really good relationship with Margosha. I really felt, she was really special to me, even though she was so strange. But she spoke all these languages, and I really put up with her meanness and everything about it. Let me tell you some phrases she said to me. She said, "Daj mi paparoski. Daj mi paparoski, Vanya." All right? This means that she wanted to give me something that she wanted at the time because she didn't want me to grab it for her because it was my place to give it to her. In kind of a weird way. She was just generally mean, very bossy. This is how she talked. "Vanya, you don't have to be so stupid. Today when you wake up, Can you do me a favor? All right, just for me, because you know you like me. So can you just not be stupid like you were yesterday? It's not funny. I don't like these. And for you, it's just like not be stupid from the, it'd be favors. Thank you. Well, being a boyfriend, of course, that's going to inspire you to do the most retarded things in the world. All right? I'm handing her toilet paper that has toothpaste on it and said, you need to blow your nose. You know, I mean, I'm acting retarded on purpose just because it's funny. Yeah, but nonetheless, we had a great relationship. Everything was fun. And then my life came to a change. She pretty much made a request and told me that I had to do this because this way she wanted to do it. I wanted to live in Tahoe. I want to snowboard and I want to live in the mountains. And she was the one that put her foot down, and I was the spineless jellyfish and said, okay, honey, we'll move back to Indianapolis. She was never from Indianapolis. She's never lived in Indianapolis before. It's just that her family lived in Chicago. She didn't want to live with her family in Chicago, but yet she wanted to be somewhat close to them. Sometimes when you're with a girl, you want to make the sacrifices for her, you know? When you really care, you want to be with her and make that decision. I look back at it now, and I don't think it was a bad decision. I mean, all due respect, you know, cool girlfriend, having fun with it, right? And I just got my driver's license and my car. Well, here it was, right? The first month we're living together. We get furniture. We get things to live in. We have a lot of fun. You know what I mean? We're drinking whiskey all the time, having a great ball with it. And then things in our relationship changed, kind of abruptly. And you have to understand the risk that I took here, because this was a one-bedroom apartment that we both signed a lease to live together in. It was a month when we were living there. And, you know, with me driving a car with my license back and everything, I started to notice a change in our relationship because she wanted to move everywhere. What happened is that we ended up breaking up. And it was a different change. It's this a decision that I made, and I didn't think it was going to happen that way, but it did, and it happened for the best. And it's not a bad story. We finished the entire year's lease together, being good friends. The decision that I made for moving from Lake Tahoe to Indianapolis, it really helped me go on with my life. I've lived here for 11 years, 15 years since I've been here, and I'm happy with my life the way it is. And you know, who's to say? Could've, should've, would've. You know, you can't put a pinpoint on that. And I'm happy with my life and the decisions that I made. At the time, I thought I would have more fun in the mountains, but now Indianapolis has been a really good city for me, and I'm happy.